Hey guys, Dr. Prometheus here, and I'm re-recording this because I messed it up and actually had myself muted. So I'm re-recording this. Unfortunately, that means the European competition is done. But I'll kind of revamp this in this episode today. It's going to be out later, but the biggest thing is, did not go well. So we'll cover that right quick. Then we'll go over the transfers, what we're looking at, what our financials are, kind of the background of the team, my thoughts, and what we ultimately did. So without further ado, let's get right into it and start with the European Championship. So we played in the European Football Championship. It did not go well. So why didn't it go well? Well, we had 3 games that was before. So those are like your practice games, your setup games. We ended up winning 1, losing 1, and tying 1. We took that momentum, which was not great, into the Netherlands game. We had that up to about the 70th minute where we were able to hold them 0-0. And then from there, it kind of went downhill. We gave up 2 goals. Then we go up against Bosnia and Herzegovina. It was a game that we had to win. And we were only able to tie it in the 68th minute, but we couldn't do anything else. That one was even more heartbreaking when we went into Ireland, which is a rivalry game. Whoever won went forward, and we lost. And that's because Gavin Bazunu is the goalkeeper for Ireland, and it hurt my soul, just like it hurt my soul back here when we lost 4-3. We lost this one 2-1. We had to win it. A tie did not give us anything. A tie would have actually made sure that we were ultimately losing by goal difference, and losing overall did not help. And then we got bounced out of the European Championships. So from there till September, we don't have anything. Looking at Wrexham itself, though, the transfers that we did, we'll look at this from the transfer history from before the year ticked over. So we sent out, our transfers in for that was just Ender Cillian from Newcastle for 40 million. Probably our biggest buy so far. I do have the numbers kind of a different tinge because of our 1860 Munich say that we started. So that's why it might look a little weird with this. But I think he's going to be an absolute stud. And I think I might actually play him instead of being out on the wing. I think I might actually play him as an advanced forward. And we'll see how that works with that. And we'll use Caputo as the outside bit here. And we'll see how that works. If this doesn't work, I don't know what it is, because at this point, he should be able to do a lot of work for us. We'll see. He has 17 goals in 28 games for Sporting CP. So that's why I thought, okay, this guy could be good. From there, scrolling down, here's Chris Richards going to Rangers for 64K. And then we sent Yulson to Crystal Palace, who was down in the Championship League for 300,000 in total. So he's going to be their important player starter. Who else we brought in, though, when the year ticked over? Jimmy Rollins. We know him from our Wales team. We've been using him quite a bit. We bring him over from Everton to be our backup goalkeeper to Henderson, who we did end up re-signing because I didn't see any goalkeepers that were better. And despite the fact that Henderson is actually to the point of only a Championship League player, his stats are actually better than a lot of the players that were considered Premier League. So we just kept on going with Henderson and see if it works. What that also means is we had a couple times that we were trying to get a left back. It didn't work out. But we're going to solve that by committee. But first, we brought in Arda Gulier from Shakhtar for 36 million. Another big signing. But this one to kind of bring in from the midfield. And so he's going to be our attacking mid, actually. So he's going to be playing there, our center attacking mid. We'll see what he can do with this. Good technique, good passing, first touch. We brought him in for free kick taking because James Ward-Prowse did actually retire. So that free kicking for him, he's going to be the one taking those. Plus he's good at dribbling and he can take corners, which I think he's our best corner taker at this point as well. Mateo Gabbia, one of the defensive pieces that we needed. We kind of played him with the Man United beta save. He's over at Chelsea. We said he's here. We had to do something. He's going to be the guy that plays both defense. If we need him a DM, we can. If we need him on the right, he can play that, although he's not going to cross very much. And so we brought him in to kind of have some stability as a sub, or if anyone gets hurt, or if anyone just has a bad time. Aldo Marcel from Cerro Portino, he comes in for $1 million. I mean, that's just an under 21 type. He's 18 years old. He's going to be down playing at the under 21s. And here is our starting left back, Mark Q Curlia. Let's call him Mark. Or Q. Let's call him Q. It's fine. He's going to be our starting left fullback. And we'll see what he can do. Good crossing. He has some good passing, tackling, technique, good decisions, determination off the ball, position. This man is an absolute stud. Good consistency. He's not going to win balls in the air, but playing as a left fullback, we're not really asking him to do that a whole bunch. Good anticipation, good with big matches. At 34 years old, he's not a long-term player in that position, but coming in on a free transfer, hey, we'll take it. Leal Reynolds is another free transfer we brought in, and we thought the same thing, or I thought this is an Ellender 2.0. So bring him in for free, turn him for 20 to 25 million, maybe 30, and that's what we're going to end up doing. We have him locked up for 5 years, but we'll see how he develops. We'll get him in and out, maybe put him on loan. We'll see how that one goes. The transfers out. David Odogu goes to Zenit for 30 million. Weird thing with this, Celtic actually didn't put out a bid for him, and he could have went to Celtic for 13 or 15 million. He ends up coming back on loan, and it kind of works out for us. Mike Lowe goes to Crystal Palace for up to 1.5. We get initially 1.2 million. Stefan Stankovic goes to Barnsley for 8K. Vihid Mardani actually gets his transfer bid exercised because he was on loan to AA Ghent. And it actually gets exercised, so we get 30 million from that. Hexter Honos goes to Stoke for 300K. Steve Thompson goes to Nixala on a free. Pinheiro goes to Eintracht Frankfurt on a free. Those were ones that we kind of knew midway through the season that was probably the case. Keelan Ellender goes to Salzburg for 25 million, and that one was for free, and we only had him for maybe a year and a half. That was a good one. Kwiatkowski was kind of struggling to keep up the pace at times. Still 25 years old, still had some worse, so we sent him over to Capitoline over in Italy for 10 million. Probably mispronouncing that. Terrible with names. It happens. Tom Wilson goes to our affiliate York on loan. Warren Zaire-Emery to West Brom for 10 million. Yoverton goes to Core on loan for 250 with optional feature fee of 10 million. So we'll see if they actually exercise that. Pablo Perez goes to Galatasaray for up to 7. Up front, we get 6.25. Michael Banzel, Bournemouth, for about 600K in total. We'll see if we can actually get that because it is 185 up front. Wellington Paulo goes to Cologne for, FC Cologne, not Cologne, Cologne for up to $1 million. Then it has an optional feature fee of 6.2. Some other clauses in there that we could get. And the idea on the transfers, what that kind of works is what we're going to have is a 4-3-3. We're going to stick with the 4-3-3. This is our twos right here because we're kind of just simming through. We haven't played this Lex game. These are twos. It's not the actual lineup. So it's fine. Don't worry. Biggest thing, we're going to play a 4-3-3 3-3. We're going to have Mark on the left side. We'll still have Okel, and I think we'll start with him and Thiago in the back. If Okel is just not cutting it from there, we'll switch over to our main man. I don't see him. Here it is. Matteo Gabbia, once he gets off injury. Gianluca Salvatore also wants to be subbed here. That's a promise. So we might fill him in here and there as well. On the right, it'll be, of course, Aldo Rodriguez. DM, of course, will be Carlos Alberto. The roaming playmaker is going to be Alex Canalita. The center mid on attack is going to be Arda Gulier. And then what we're going to do up top is this is going to be Julian Caputo. On the left, we're going to have Fabian Cepeda start from there. We'll see if it works out. If he doesn't score goals again, we'll go back to Montanez. And then up top, we're going to have Ender Silen play up at the top and see how he does with an advanced forward position. Now, the promises that we do have at this point is probably a couple big ones. Caputo does want to be as an advanced forward, so we're going to be moving him in out. Maybe we do start him there and we kind of switch in. So maybe we have Silent play on the right side. As we move around, we'll kind of figure it out. Villiers just wants a top half Premier Division finish. We'll see that. Gabbia wants a ball-playing defender role, and Salvatore wants that central defender as opposed to the right. Yeah, I kind of misread that last season, but we'll play him more and more there. We had an issue with the number of players at the left back. We solved that with a couple of defenders, so that was good. Our club vision for this season, so be competitive in the Carabao Cup and in the FA Cup. One's favored being the Carabao Cup, the other one's desired with the FA Cup. And then they require a mid-table finish in the Premier Division. Also work within our payable budget. We're actually not too far, and we're not going to be making a whole lot of changes at this point. So the reality is, we worked in within the payable budget that they gave us. So maybe there's a couple more signings because I only brought in 2 under 21s. So we can bring in 4 more. And I think those 4 could probably fit within that 2.5, well, technically almost $3 million. So I think we'll be fine there. And then for the board, wants to play direct soccer, counterattacking, and defensively solid. For the supporters, they wants to play all of those, but also entertaining. And then supporter expectations here. If we play Shrewsbury or Chester to beat them, and then avoid relegation, which obviously something we'll be doing. We're still asking the board for some stuff. They didn't want to expand the ground here. We tried to do it in 32. It didn't work, but we'll see. We can keep on going with that. So you've kind of seen the supporters, culture, and expectations. Right now, we're at 1.5 million followers with about 13,000 supporters, with about 7,000 supporters waiting for tickets. So we should be getting those up fairly quickly with that. I think we'll be pretty good there. Overall finances, we're about 30 million. We're secure. Our projection will likely bring us about 4.8 million in loss this year. Nothing crazy, because once we finish the year, though, that's going to go back up to about, if we get the same thing as last time, we'll get, I don't know, 28. So we'll be back above about 35 to 40. So we'll be fine. And that's if we don't make any sells at the transfer window, which that could happen in the winter, because you never know who's kind of going around with that. But the competitions look right now with the preview, media has us finishing 11th. So just at that mid-table portion I think we could push that up. Unfortunately, what happened was, in the scheme of these things, I'll kind of tell you what happened because we don't have European football. So that is a shame because we missed it by one. So to kind of go through here in the stages from last season. So Man City won both a cup and obviously the league. So they got in there. Liverpool, Arsenal, Tottenham, and United. Well, Liverpool, Arsenal, Tottenham had the league positions for Champions League. The expanded coefficient for Europe was given to United. Chelsea won the Europa League, so they're in the Champions League from that. Newcastle, I think also what kind of messed it up is Chelsea also got 6th, which is also I think the Carabao Cup place. So there's not another Carabao Cup place there for Europe, which kind of sucks. Newcastle, actually I take that back. It was Newcastle that won the Carabao Cup. So they got in, but also since it expanded down, they got the slot where the Carabao Cup typically was. If they would have finished 6th up here, we would have actually been pushed down one because Norwich got in because of the expansion of United, and then Chelsea had that spot there, and then the Champions League, this spot all moved down one, and Newcastle winning both a cup and the place that where that cup would be, we didn't get the extra one, so is Newcastle screwed us. But at the end of the day, if we would have beaten West Ham and Everton, I think with those 2 games, it's not an issue. We finish at that point. I mean, hell, it'll be an extra 4 points. We finish just under Newcastle, and it's no contest because we'd be in Europe right now. So that's kind of how it worked out. Some of the other changes I did is the staff. We got a little bit better in our goalkeeping, but we're maxed out pretty much on staff. Slowly getting the scouts. We have 2 more that we can hire that we'll have to see how it is. I think we'll end up hiring them because I think we're good. We're good financially. Finding a couple more doctors and kind of got a better head physio, but at the end of the day, I think we're far away from that. We also did that to our under 21s. How their staff's working is we have the best in the under 21s Division 3 for the coaching, and we hired another medical staff to get max there. And at the under 18s did the same thing. However, a couple of the goalkeeping were not there yet, and this one is the technical and management portion, but we'll I think plug that gap with one more coach hiring that we're waiting on, and then from here, just medical. We're doing good stuff. No one's really pending in and out. We're pending one with Carlos, who's going to come in as a coach, I think, to take that spot, the under 18s, I think it was. We might send a couple people out on loan. Wellington Paulo has a lot, and he rejected every single one of them. That's unfortunate, but that does happen. So, goal scorer odds. Obviously, well, Julian Caputo and Anders Silent are up here. At the top, goal scorer odds. Ooh, that is new. I tried to get Alexander Isaac, but he didn't want to come over here. If this is the case, we could possibly have some good goal scoring. And so it's all about shoring up our defense, as we played Lex at home to kind of give them the money. Dynamics are good. Team cohesion will go up. We're good with atmosphere and support. We just need to get Salvatore up. No big deal. But that is pretty much it. There wasn't anything. Actually, there's one thing I do want to show you from here, though. We have affiliates. Where's our affiliates? So, Altrincham was in the Vanarama North. How they finished last year, the Vanarama North was not, well, with 109 points in the Vanarama National League North. They lose in the playoffs, and Oldham goes up with 88. That's a shame. A real shame. For League Two, York actually was mid-table, so 16th finish. York had a 12th finish the year before, so still mid-table there. Let's kind of go through our other ones. So you have a couple more. Siphon Druids, probably mispronouncing that. Is it the Premier? So they're the top flight in Wales. Guangzhou is still in the Super League. So I don't think they actually got up that high last season. Could be wrong on that. I'm looking. Oh, last season they were up at the top flight, I think. I might have to look at it through here. Oh, the Super League is a top flight. I did not know. Okay, the more you know. So last season they finished. No, they weren't. They weren't down here last season. They were in the first division last season. They won the first division. This season has started out, though. They are 12th with 19 to play, so they're staying just above the relegation zone. We'll see. Hopefully they build something we can pull some players from there. Our other ones that we have here in Seoul, we have the Korean League actually just simulating. Last year Seoul finished third. They're one of the top teams in Korea, but that's going to help us. Right now, I think domestically last season we had about 1.7 in jerseys sold domestically and only about 200K sold outside. So we're trying to get our international prestige up. We saw where York is in Skybet League 2. We have to push them up. Our facilities, right quick. Also, everything is max besides youth facilities. It did go down a half star this season, so it's down to 3.5. Otherwise, we're secure financially. Our reputation is still national because we're not continental, because we need to get in Europe for that. The racecourse ground, we're going to try to keep on getting this upgraded. It can go up to 28,000. So we're going to keep on trying to get that up to 28,000. I think it would be good for the financials of the club before we think about anything else. So that's kind of the happenings, everything going around the club. I'm still simming through this. This is the Golden Sword kind of league tournament. And then we have the Druids that will play before Tottenham in the first episode, which will be on Monday. So we'll play Tottenham and we'll play West Ham. We always play the first two games of the season, see how it kind of susses out from there before we move on to the Carabao Cup and the game after with Everton. So we'll kind of see. We don't really are able to play in China and Asia and all that because their seasons don't exactly overlap with our summer transfer. So during the first bits that we have where there's a break, we're going to travel to Seoul. We're going to travel to Asia. We're going to play in Korea and China. Play Seoul there to get them some money and play Guangzhou to get them some money. Really much. It's pretty much Guangzhou. But this also helps us get a bit more when it comes to reach in China. We had our tour in the US. We were only able to play Tulsa, and then we were actually able to play Red Bull New York. They're I think we ended up playing their first team. That was good. We actually got one first team in the US that we got to play, which was actually pretty nice from there. So that's going to be it for this one. Probably, a little shorter of an episode, just kind of a rounding what's going in. On Monday's episode, we'll be back to it with Tottenham and then a couple of other things. So I'm going to have a video coming out this weekend. It's going to be going on some of the revamps on the channel. Nothing will change with the pre-recorded content. So the recording is all about the live stream portion and giving you guys some extra stuff to watch and easier on YouTube to watch if you guys want to, or elsewhere. So I got to work on a streaming channel. If you don't know that streaming channel, go down in the description below. Check it out. I'm going to get all the Bly's violins. Blau-Weiss save up this weekend. We finished it on stream. I'm going to get all those up. Then the 1860 to kind of get that up for you guys, because Monday we're going to have that because we open up the member section of YouTube. So that'll be all in that video of kind of the revamp of what's going to be on the channel to give you guys some more value here on YouTube. So that's going to be it for me. So thanks for hanging out. Go leave a like below, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one. I'm excited for this season. Hopefully you are too. I think we're going to make some damage.